This morning, a stunning new measure of the U.S. economy. A major update shows job growth here in the United States is much weaker than previously reported. There was actually 911,000 fewer jobs created in the 12-month period through March of this year. That makes it the largest preliminary revision on record. Here to discuss what's going on is Natasha Sarin. She served as Deputy Assistant Secretary for Economic Policy over at the U.S. Treasury and later as a counselor to the Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen during the Biden administration. Natasha, thanks so much for joining us. Huge numbers, nearly 1 million fewer jobs created than earlier suspected. Are you surprised by this historic size of this preliminary revision?
So I think it's important to put these numbers into a little bit of context. First of all, the revision process, we do this every year. So the way that the BLS gets data about jobs in this country is it surveys a bunch of businesses, and that information, the accuracy of it depends on who actually responds to that survey. Once a year, we do the process of actually going and looking at unemployment claims to be able to say, okay, this is what actually happened in the labor market over the 12-month prior period. And what we've learned here is that job growth slowed pretty substantially over the course of the year that ended in March of 2024, but it is a very large number. I'll say that the number the year before in the preliminary revision was a downward revision of about 800,000 fewer jobs that was then revised to more like 600,000. So this is all like in the realm of what is normal with respect to the actual process of reporting the data. What the data is telling you, though, is the labor market is slowing and has been slowing for some time, which is certainly a warning sign that's important for us to look at and policymakers to respond to.
Very important sign. Now, this revision, as you know, covers last April through March of this year. That means more than 9 months of this revision was under President Biden. And you served as a counselor to the then Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen. Did the Biden administration misread the economy, believing it was healthier than it really was?
So again, I think it's incredibly important, and there's going to be a lot of space for economists like me to try and disentangle exactly what happened over the course of the last many years that led the labor market to be at the state that it's in. But I think what today's numbers tell us, and frankly what the jobs report told us last week as we looked at real-time data in the economy, is that we have a labor market that is cooling, where it is hard to find a job because not a lot of employers are hiring. And the thing that strikes me is sort of forward-looking, if I was looking at this data from the perspective of this administration, is in that environment, the idea that you would be undertaking this sort of a trade agenda that we know, based on estimates that I've done and others have done at the Budget Lab at Yale, is going to lead to a smaller economy with 500,000 fewer jobs in it as a result of tariff rates as high as they are, is something that is pretty concerning and that we can in fact address by rolling back this trade agenda right now.
All right, Natasha Sarin, thanks very much for your analysis. Appreciate it very, very much. Pamela.